This is Happenings brought to you by
cbnextlive Corp.
In service of communities, providing small businesses with innovative solutions.
In marketing, professional web development, digital imaging, and more.
Visit us on our web
at www.cbnext.com.
cbnext.
Welcome cbnextlive. This is Happening, and I'm Ange Mukadi, and today I have Elizabeth Kadesi.
Hey guys.
All right, Liz, you were with us a few months ago.
A few years ago.
2 years ago.
A year ago.
A year ago, actually, not that long, actually, I might say. And at the time, you were competing for Miss Africa, USA. Tell us a little bit what transpired out of that event.
Okay. The event went great. I made it to the semi-finalist that was in Atlanta, Texas, and they taught us a lot about public speaking and a lot about leadership, women taking roles in their community. I did not make it to the finals, but it was a great experience, so I thank God for it.
Well, I'm excited to just know that you got there and you competed. I mean, I wouldn't even imagine anybody being able to make it to the semi-finalist stage, but you did make it all the way to semi-finalist, and you did get that experience, and you know, all the positive things that you got out of it. I mean, that made you a better person, I would guess.
Yes, definitely, and it gave me the opportunity to network with wonderful girls that have a lot to do in Africa. I actually met a girl that is going to help me in the program that I'm going to be doing April 27th, so it's good to see women that are ready to help Africa. So
program April 27th. Remember that date. We'll come back to that again. But welcome to Happenings. This Happening is actually really centered around Valentines. We want to wish all of you guys out there happy Valentines.
Guys.
I want to do a shout out to Dorothy and Carlton, who are celebrating their 3rd anniversary on Saturday, as a matter of fact.
Guys, keep us strong. We want to wish you the best. Marriage is a very beautiful thing. And, you know, we want to shout out to all those couples out there, all those people who've been staying strong together, you know, newlyweds, those who are engaged, you know. Big shout out from cbnext.
Well, we know how hard, well, it's not that hard, actually. I mean, it's always good to know that you have someone next to you. And Valentine's is really this special moment where you want to remember to thank that person and appreciate them in a particular way. If you're a man, I mean, you know that you have to do it right this time. Last time you might have forgotten, maybe give it, you know, a weak gift. But this time, be strong.
Yes.
All right?
All right. A little tips to all the guys out there. If you want to do something special for your, you know, lady, don't try to, like, imitate from someone else's ideas, you know. I'm okay with you, you know, taking tips from someone, like, online or on the computer saying this is what you should do, but it should be something that's from the heart. Like, you know your woman more than the other guy does. So if you can take stuff that you know personally about her and then you know, you kind of you bring it to the table and surprise her with that, that will be much more meaningful.
Wait a minute, are you saying that it's not the most expensive gift that the lady always wants?
Well, maybe the expensive gift with a thought behind it, you know? It's not just about, okay, you know, here's a, what's that one jewelry place? Jared's, you went to Jared's, yeah, here's the Jared's ring, you know, everybody likes that. But she wants to know that you took time and you executed a plan and strategies and, you know, how you're going to put it into
a whole plan and strategy for Valentine's. I mean, I hope you will bring your A game, guys. Should guy be expecting something for Valentine's as well?
You know, I was actually having a conversation with this girl at school, and she said, you know, it's her first time, you know, having a guy. She was like, oh, I'm gonna get him stuff, and all the girls were like, you get stuff for your guy? So I mean, I think it's nice because it makes them feel special, you know. Just like on Father's Day, we forget the men. They're important.
It looks like we're the forgotten part on the celebration of a couple. I mean, Valentine's is supposed to be about a couple. My take is that it should be a couple celebration.
Yeah, it should be a couple celebration.
Really not. I think it could be a good idea to make it a together celebration. It seems to be trending too much toward the lady rather than the guy. But it's a together thing.
So maybe this is a new year, a leap year for February.
Yeah, you have a dragon from China. It's a good year.
Yeah, there you go.
But congratulations to all of you guys out there who are together, who made it many years. To Dorothy and Carlton, you guys are celebrating your 3rd wedding anniversary on Saturday. Congratulations, and please keep doing the right thing and keep living it to the Lord. And be good, Carlton. Be good for Valentine. You know, you've done right so far, so I'm sure you'll be fine. I don't have advice to give you. You know, seriously,
yes.
Congratulations, guys. For all the couples out there, I know that you guys will, like Elizabeth just said it, you will, you know, transcend the common thing and be a little bit more inspired to get something different. Don't just go buy jewelry.
Don't just imitate.
Make it special. Don't imitate. Yes. Don't imitate.
Be
really
original.
Think about it. You know, there are things to be done and things that can come from the heart. It doesn't have to be too expensive, I hope, but be creative about it. That's all, I think that's all ladies want out there, right?
Show her that you took time to think about it, basically.
Exactly. Yeah, you put in a little bit of yourself into it. I think you'll be good.
Yeah.
Congratulations and happy Valentine's to all of you out there. This is happening to also be the first happening of the year.
Happy 2012.
Happy 2012 to all of you guys out there that are watching us. We are excited to begin this new year. It's going to be tremendous. A great year. Everybody's anticipating some great things for this year. Okay. But to go further for this year, we'd like to remind us on what exactly we remember from last year. Okay. Socially speaking, on things that happened during last year that we believe will mark us and really help us with this new year that started. But before we get to that, let's take a commercial break. We'll be with you in just a minute.
A et DAFCO Entreprises vous offre des véhicules 4x4 de confort et de qualité supérieure, un large choix de véhicules. Nous avons les meilleurs stocks de voitures 4x4 d'occasion comme neuves, offerts par les plus grandes marques. V-Cross, Montero Limité, Nissan Moreno, Nissan Pathfinder, Nissan Xterra, Subaru Forester et tant d'autres. Vous trouverez chez nous des prix défiant toute concurrence, des véhicules de plus faible kilométrage, des voitures fournies avec grand entretien et un nettoyage intégral approfondi. A et DAFCO, c'est des offres pour tous les budgets. Contactez-nous au 817 812 48 13 pour un rendez-vous ou visitez-nous au www.aedafco.com.
Welcome, this is happening, and my name is Ange Mukadi.
And my name is Elizabeth Kadesi. Hey guys.
All right, hello once again. We are still, we want to talk about last year, things that have impacted us last year, things that we would remember the most. I believe, Liz, the elections in the DRC was one of the eventful moments of last year. This happened just very recently. The election happened in December, as a matter of fact, right?
Yes.
And I mean, what do you think, first of all, overall, the whole process of free and fair elections, as we all hoped that it would be?
My personal views on it is just, as far as which institution or which plan or democracy to follow for them, I feel like it's just kind of like what we talked about earlier. Everyone has to focus on building a strong government, a strong institution, and it takes the people and it takes of a government intervention, but it also takes us as a community to educate our children about, what our country is about and how education is important, or what exactly is going on, so that they can know the importance of their country and build a nation, build a we the people,
Exactly. So, I mean, that's exciting. I like what you just said about building strong institutions. I believe this is the message of President Obama to the African communities in general, to the African countries. He had said that what Africa needs right now is not strong men. What Africa needs is are strong institutions. And I don't know if Africa really understand what it means by strong institutions, because I believe personally that's where we're failing. I think what it means personally is that the civil society has to be protected. We have to have a strong civil society, meaning the basic freedom of human beings have to be respected. Even the right to vote, freedom of speech, freedom of certain basic liberty that we take for granted here in America. They don't have it like that in Africa.
Yeah.
And this is what the government should be promoting in order for the society to take care of itself. I mean, people don't have to have government on their back all the time, but they need to have institutions that take care of the society, that takes care of itself. Schools that work, journalists that can express themselves, thinkers that can, talk about their views and philosophy, whether it's Tshisekedi's way or some other's way. I mean, that really is not the problem. The problem is that people have to know that they always have a choice, and that's, I believe, what needs to be encouraged in Africa.
Yes, and I feel like since we're not living in a civil society, as you mentioned, that whole instability that's going on in Congo right now is allowing all of this destruction and division, to happen. So we as a people need to work on how we can build that stability, because that's the roots of how our country is going to grow.
I think we know how to do it. I was conversing with a friend who reminded me that back home, growing up in Congo, we used to have a class called civism. Civisme, as they called it back then. I think one of the important things that we learned in civism was not only the love of your nation, but it was also that freedom begins, your freedom or your liberty begins with the respect of the other person's freedom.
Yes.
I think if we as a society learn how to incorporate these values in our lives, I think we'll be better off with our democracy. This has to precede democracy. We have to have respect for one another. This is an African tradition, as a matter of fact. This is not something that European or Western civilization brought to us. We knew about that already. So let's just apply that. I think our democracy will work fine.
Okay, that sounds great.
That was our
that was our serious talk for today. But there's some other stuff going on. There's a lot of things that's been going on last year, and one of the things, the major film called Viva Riva. That was one of the things that I heard a lot of people talk about it, how great it was. It's actually been the first movie since La Vie est Belle. So
that's correct.
Tell me more information about that. I haven't seen the movie, but
what a shame! You should have seen it.
I know. I need to.
It was a great movie. Kudos to producer, writer, screenwriter Joel Tunda. I think he did a tremendous job. I mean, this movie was modern in all sense. I mean, it really spoke to you. The videos, the images, and the way it's set up. I mean, this is really Hollywood material. Great stuff, great work. And also, even the approach he had in the movie. I mean, this is a reflection of Kinshasa today. I mean, Viva Riva is the tale of this young man that traveled basically from Angola back to the Congo, because he's Congolese living in Angola. He did some stuff over there. He ended up stealing from his boss in Angola, who was a criminal mastermind over there from Angola. He stole gasoline and he brought it to Kinshasa, and with the money he basically exploded, with parties, and you see all kinds of realities of Kinshasa that people tend to forget. It's a vibrant life, very, very big city. It reminds you a little bit of New York, but with the realities of Congo. Poverty is there, corruption is there, sexuality, promiscuity, and all kinds of bad things we can think about. But in the midst of all that, we're still able to see hope for Congo through its maybe next generations. There's tremendous potential for this country through its people. It's not the resources so much like we talked about, but for once I was able to actually visualize and see the hope for the Congo through children, through the future generation, through the talents and skills that we'll be bringing on board. That is the future of Congo, its people.
Wow. And I think that's very important, since we're talking about the subject of hope, and it brings to one of the group called Bende Bilili.
That is
and
correct.
How they're so based on, that message of hope, coming from this environment of homelessness, not being able to have all these things, but I think that still carries that message of a Congolese society that's still hoping to grow and not be accepted, or not accepting society's limitation of you stay there, so.
Well, this is a great, as you mentioned, Bende Bilili is this band. It's a music band that came out of Kinshasa as well. I mean, this is a group of paraplegic people, they're handicapped. They're on wheelchairs that they actually made themselves, to be honest with you, because of the level of poverty in Kinshasa, as a matter of fact. But these people didn't, discouraged by the situation. They weren't discouraged by the state, by the situation, being handicapped and all. They basically used the talents of musician, because they are accomplished musicians, to be able to elevate themselves out of poverty. And they used, as a member of the band, there was also a young man who grew up in the street of Kinshasa, This guy is an inventor. He invented a small instrument called the satonge, which kind of very melancholic sound, and incorporated that sound into the music, and they created what they call Benda Bilili Band, a great band that toured the whole Europe and America, even Japan, and they had a very tremendous response from the people, and people love them. They're very energetic. For handicapped people, they bring a lot of energy. They sing, they dance. I mean, amazing. And right now, these guys are a symbol of courage and faith into oneself and one's talents.
In your definition, how would you describe them in one word? Like their performance and their style?
I mean, for handicapped people, man, I would say energy.
Energetic,
they're amazing. They bring very charismatic. They know what they want. They have leadership. They embody leadership. They don't have to tell anybody. I mean, someone can come and preach to me or tell me about how to be a leader. But with them, they don't have to tell me anything. I just have to watch them, the way they behave, the way they act. They took care of the family. I mean, after making all that money in Europe, most Congolese musicians want to go to Europe so that they can stay there. You know, they went. They made the money. They came back. They took care of the family, their children. They put their children in college. They bought houses, bought cars, and bought businesses for their wives. And they're taking care of the community. And they're still taking care of other homeless people in Kinshasa. I mean, this is an example of leadership that I wouldn't even begin to describe. I wish more artists from Congo would be inspired by that and do more things like that. I think that will make our society stronger.
Yes. And what about the Kinshasa Symphony? How are they similar to that, like with their message and the story? You know more about them.
Well, what I know about them is what I was able to watch and report in the movies, because there are two movies actually. All these stories are stories made in movies actually. The two documentaries made out there. One of them is Benda Bilili, with the dream becoming a reality, from poverty, I guess, to stardom. And there's also another story like that called Kinshasa Symphony. Kinshasa Symphony is the only symphonic orchestra in Central Africa. There's nothing like that in Africa. It's unique in the sense that the members, it's an orchestra made of over 200 members singing or playing classical music. I mean, they're excellent in playing Beethoven and Mozart and other, symphonic melodies that we love and we appreciate so much. And they play out of instruments that they made for most part themselves. And they sound, oh my goodness, amazing. And they had the opportunity to also tour Europe and America as well. And the movie's been released throughout the world and received a lot of good feedback. This is another example of how art and how being inspired and being passionate about what you do can elevate you regardless of where you are, regardless of where you live. That's really the story of Kinshasa Symphony. Look for the movie, it's online, it's also on DVD, purchase it. We'll actually give you the address. We'll have it on our screen. So you can be able to go and watch the details of these movies, Benda Bilili or Kinshasa Symphony. Even the movie Viva Riva, you definitely want to watch that. Of course, you have to watch it when you watch Viva Riva. It's very graphics, violence and sexuality, rated R, just call it that way. But it is a good movie you want to watch, no matter who you are. You want to watch that movie. It'll give you something to think about, and it'll probably give you better perspective for this year, and you'll be determined. I believe you will be encouraged to have a better year this year. And
I love this growth despite of which area in arts and craft or profession it is, but you see like growth in like the talents that we have in our country. You have musicians, you have these producers, we have all of this in our country, and it's good to see that there's a growth. There are people exploiting that gift that there is enriched in our country. So. And another topic is les sapeurs. I don't know if you guys are heard.
Well, you cannot, talk about Congo or Africa today without parler de sapeurs. What do you think SAP is actually? Many people still ask that question. What's SAP anyways?
Okay, apparently SAP stands for Société des ambianceurs, des ambianceurs
et des personnes
élégantes.
Yes,
so
SAP, sapeur. Société des ambianceurs et des personnes élégantes. I mean, it is a phenomenon. It's unique in the sense that it's fashion, the highest fashion, but in apparently poor surrounding and poor neighborhood. But the question I ask myself is that, what does it bring to our society? I mean, what's the contribution of a sapeur to our lives and to Congolese lives?
I feel like it's definitely something that we can embrace from, like it's part of our